Karen.
And we are in Lititz, PA, for our craft room cleanup winter right here at the Cozy Crop House. So today is Tuesday morning. We are going to work today, Tuesday, and all day Wednesday, and we're going to have an open house on Thursday night so you can see all the changes that we've made. And I hope you'll stay with us through the next 2 days and watch as we transform. We're going to work mostly in her tool room here at the Crop House. So the Cozy Crop House is a house that you can rent and come with your girlfriends and spend the weekend here cropping, and it's really adorable. It's in a great location. You can see how pretty it is out here. So come on with us and let's say hello to Kate, the owner of the Cozy Crop House. They're part of the Buggies and Buds Shop Hop. So if you are in the central PA area, this is a fall event that's really fun that goes on at all the different small businesses right here in Lititz area. So a great place to come for the weekend for that. Here we are at the Cozy Crop House.
Are you opening it?
Hello!
Hello!
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for coming.
Come on in. Come on in.
I'm Karen.
Hello. Good to meet you. All right. So tell us a little bit. Let's start with your shop side. So just tell us a little bit about your retail business, and then we'll do the crop room, and then we'll do the tool, go to the tool room last.
Okay. I have to say that we are first a retreat house and second a store. This kind of was born out of the desire to have supplies on hand for our weekend guests.
Perfect.
And it maybe got a little out of hand.
but we all love to shop while we crop. So
that's right.
Yeah,
you never bring all the things.
So a little mixed media, a little card making, and a lot of scrapbooking supplies. So
awesome.
there you go.
Cool. Very nice. And then over here, this is your amazing crop space.
So awesome.
Right?
So you're gonna have to come in here and show everybody how many people can you put in here comfortably. It looks a lot.
We have room for 16 workspaces. On a typical weekend, we have 2 staff members here, so we can have 14 croppers. And you've got the table space here, the tables behind, and these are specially made tables. You've got extra space underneath.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's a nice
Nice.
place to put your extra material, about doubles your workspace.
Awesome. And then I noticed also that you have a lot of the electronic machines here. So those are for the croppers to use.
Absolutely. We've got the Silhouette and the Brother and the Cricket, both versions, the digital and the cartridge, and about 200 cartridges. So
Wow.
our staff is here to help people use it that don't know how to use it.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question, because I'm not good with the electronic machine. So if I came, there would be somebody here who kind of walked me through
Absolutely.
the process of it. Awesome.
Yeah. All
Cool.
of our staff kind of, if they're not up to speed, they have to learn it or they can't be the hostess. So,
Perfect.
and that's really our goal. When I say hostess, we are hosting you for the weekend, and we want you to feel like a pampered guest.
Yay!
So,
We love that. We love to be pampered, right?
yeah.
Okay, so let's move into the tool room and see what you've got going on over here.
I'm a little embarrassed to show you everything. This is so public. It's very
There's-
intimidating.
Trust
but
me, we've seen significantly worse everywhere. So you got a bunch of pictures here. What is this about?
we teach paint night classes.
Oh, fun.
So these are all some that we have taught. We have a lot of designs, but anyway, I put them up just so people can look at it and see if they want to try their hand at painting. So, as you can see already, I have way more stuff than I have space for. So, I'm really hoping you can
Also, you're not
help me.
alone in that. Can we look in here?
Okay, all right. All right. Embarrassed to show you, but this is...
That's where you left your water bottle.
So I know Karen has this little thing at the office that she's always saying, horizontal surfaces are dangerous because they just end up being places to pile things.
Yes.
So
Put a door on it, and it's
Put it-
really,
right.
really.
Well, and here's one of the things that we talk about a lot when we do the organization classes is if you can avoid having doors, avoid them, because doors allow you to stack things up and close
And
the doors,
them,
right?
yes.
Because you're like, okay, exactly. Okay, so we've got some work to do there. And then over
Yeah.
here on this shelf, it looks like we've got a lot of dies and stamps and punches and machines. And you've got a little bit of everything, it looks like, here.
We have a lot of tools. And my frustration with this is that it's hard to find the tools you're looking for. I don't know what's a better way of putting it out there, but yeah.
We do.
Oh, well, that's great, and that's why you're here.
Okay, good. So we're going to work. So the tool room is great because so many of our gals, so many of our Get Organized Challenge participants, they really understand the 4-section system. They understand how to put things into their scrap rack, but tools are really challenging for people because they're all different shapes and sizes. So
Right.
this is a perfect exercise for us to actually go through kind of a messy tool room and help everybody sort of understand how to catalog and how to
That's great.
label and all those
That
kind
is
of things.
great.
So it's perfect. I think it's a perfect opportunity for us. So back here, we've got some boxes of things. We've got some more stamps, a Xyron, which is one of my favorite tools of all time. Some nice slat wall. We're going to make this all nice and neat and find everything a ball. And then over here,
Everything a bowl.
find everything a
That's a
ball.
word.
Some,
It is
some
okay.
class information about what's coming up. That's what we've got
Right.
going on right here.
These look awesome.
And then this right here, tell us about this part of your business.
This is album imprinting. Some people call it embossing. The hot foil imprinting on the albums.
And can you do it on any kind of album, or?
You can. Some take the imprint much better than others. And I have a plan B for those that don't accept an imprint. It is it's a metallic plate that can go on the front.
Oh, nice.
So you can get your albums identified. And really that's why I got it, because I had so many albums and I couldn't remember what was in them. So I wanted to find a way to do that.
So it's perfect. So you can do that here. So if I came here with my album while I was here, I could pay to get that embossed with logos and words. It looks like you have a big variety of options of different types of things.
I didn't know anybody even did this anymore. Are you like the
Football.
only
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, so
The only one close by here, yeah.
so that's awesome. Okay, good. So we've got this. We've got some craziness going on here. Looks like a variety. Looks like a variety of
This
things.
isn't a door, but it's a curtain. But don't look at the curtain. That covers my the
Right.
type for the lettering.
All right.
Anyway.
So, okay, so it looks like we kind of have our work cut out for us. So we are going to do some photography throughout the day, and we are also going to come back and forth on Facebook Live. So I hope you'll keep your Facebook up and your alerts up so that you can pop in with us when we do another Facebook Live, and we're going to talk through tips and tricks. But I think I've also convinced my husband to set up his big camera so that we can do a time lapse, thank you Karen, of the whole event. So hopefully at some point you'll kind of be able to see a start to finish of the whole thing. So thanks so much for tuning in this morning. If any of you that are it's early on the East Coast, which means you West Coasters are probably going to be watching this later. All right, thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you again a little bit later in the day.
There you go.
Ooh, I'm on. Okay. Hey, I just wanted to do a quick wrap up. I know we have this long live going on while there was all the madness and all the people here. And so I just wanted to take a minute and tour you through the new tool room. So the first thing we did was we moved this wall to the entrance to the Cozy Crop House is right behind where the camera is shooting from. And so as you come in now, Kate is going to use this space to talk about the classes that she has going on, the different projects that are available to make and take. So she's got this really sort of front and center space that to do those types of things. So she has a lot of great ideas, and now she said, I've got all this time, now I can finally execute some of those ideas and really work on making the experience people have here in her Cozy Crop House just that much better. Now I got to talk to a lot of people who come here, and the gals that come here book year after year the same week. year after year. As a matter of fact, these gals in here, ladies, how long have you been coming on this weekend, on the Lancaster CK weekend? 4, 3, 4, 5. So first, third, fifth, so they come during, because the Lancaster convention is going on at the same time, and so they've seen a lot of changes here. Kate put in all this new lighting last year, really brighten up the workspace, as well as providing everyone with hot lights. I don't even think they have them on, so it's just a great space to work in. So that is the crop space, which we did a little work there, but the tool room is really where we did the most work. So I'm going to start here with Kate, what we're calling Kate's cupboard. And this cupboard, you saw on the opening video, was just packed with stuff. And you know, I don't love cupboard doors because cupboard doors allow you to put things in and close the door and just say forget about it. And so all the things in here, and I'm going to post some before pics as well, all of the things in here were all in here before. There wasn't that much more stuff in here. But what we did was combine and conquer. So she had 6 boxes of card blanks and envelopes, and we put them all into just 2. And we streamlined the way her stamps were stored. And just by consolidating things and labeling them, she's now got what she can set up different classes. And then on this side, she's using it for make and take projects. So she's got the different things she needs for each individual make and take project. So really simplified that whole process and gave her a lot of room to be more creative and come up with some new things, sort of set them up and prep her team here for being able to execute those. We have a little computer station, so this was just basically kind of a cleanup and clutter removal. That was super simple. Where we did really a ton of work was over here in the actual tool area of the tool room. And there's a lot of labeling that still needs to happen. We kind of ran out of time for that. But she's got stamp sets and die sets and punches and, you know, the So Easy kit up here. So all of the things that her customers or her croppers need to access are now just as easy as pulling out of a library. She's got a big catalog here so they can go through the catalog and pick what they want to work with. Stamps are in a binder. Of course, a little music. One of the things that really, I think worked out really well was that we took this bookshelf, which was standing tall over in the corner. Again, I'll post a picture of it. And the books were just kind of stacked up because you couldn't stand them up because it's too short this way. So by tipping the bookshelf on its side, didn't cost us any money, didn't add anything new to the room. We're now able to categorize the books and put them in so that they're really easy to pull out and take back. So if you want to use a book for inspiration, they're just right there and easy. So sometimes the solutions are just a matter of changing an angle, something like this, or repurposing something that's already in your room, which is really a lot of what we tried to do here. As far as the basic tool shelves, if you follow me, you'll recognize that this is an area that is now dominated by the desk-made line. So punches, of course, in the, I always say the SS6L, which is the SKU number on it, but the 6th-level Stadium Arranger. And then, of course, the die file here, which just makes it so simple to organize a catalog. And it was amazing watching one of her volunteers put this together. She literally spent a couple of hours, and she was able to get through baskets, just baskets and baskets of dies in packaging and packaging and packaging, and condense it all down into something that is just completely usable, user-friendly,
and
visual,
cataloged.
and cataloged. I mean, it just worked. It's just a perfect solution. Punches, so this is a Fisker's type of punch. These are all just in a big basket. A lot of you have complained to me about punches just being in that drawer or that box or basket, and they get broken, they get damaged. Mostly you just can't even see what you've got. So that was a simple solution here. And then of course embossing folders and stamps, full collection of wood stamps, all of them visual. So especially the alphabet stamps, things that you might not have ever considered using because they're too much of a pain in the neck just to pull out. Now they're right there, right out in front of you. Handheld punches, acrylic blocks, small tools, all of these things that are just get lost in the float around in your office space or your workspace, just all kind of corralled there. On the bottom, because she has so many die cut machines, there are all kinds of different platforms and sandwiches and pieces, and so we were able to just use a big old metal paper sorter and get all of those platforms out from behind, from the boxes, from the bins and totes, and now they're all just staggered in there, so they're easy to find. We'll get some labels on them by type of machine, and it'll just be even that much better. And then of course all the machines just lined up along the bottom of this unit. So this unit, again, I'll post some pictures, was just full of things that were just sort of all stuffed in there, and now these are things that hopefully, as a guest here, you can think, oh yeah, I'd like a border punch, and you'd be able to pop in here and just find exactly what you need. Back wall is the wow wall. Just the colors, they just pop, but everything just comes right into view. People literally walked in the front door, looked at the back wall and said, wow, that looks amazing. Now the crazy thing about this is we didn't change that much here, right? Someone said, oh, that slat wall is all new, and it's not. We just cleaned it up. We redesigned the way it was all lined up and the way the brackets and shelving were on there. We put things in order, and it just makes you feel, oh, I want to get in there and do something and create something. So the wow wall here, and then Kate's going to use this extra space at the end of it to put up different projects. Once the punches are all numbered and labeled, you know, do this with punch number 3, do this with punch number 5, and then she's going to do some examples on the wall as well of what each punch does. So really simple. One of the things that really turned out great, and we got so many comments on, was just simply putting up all those different options of paper trimmers right out where people can see them. So especially, I mean, obviously there's quite a few paper trimmers here, but especially if you have things like punch boards, right? Especially, I've said especially so many times now, in this environment where you want to share those tools, filling this wall with your punch boards, your paper trimmers, super simple, very visual, easy to take it down, easy to use it, easy to put it back. We have just a few items here, like this was the consolidation of color. These are all the things that are provided by Kate for people to just try and sample, you know, give things sort of a test run. So different kinds of markers, inks, re-inkers, embossing powders, all that kind of stuff is here. She's got some little tester things. If you've never played with paints or sprays or daubers, you've got a couple of different options to see how they're going to work in a textured or flat paper. So she's going to work a little bit on this area as well. A couple of folding chairs. If you're using the cutters and you want to sit down as opposed to stand, there's, you know, folding chairs. They just pop them out, and 2 to 4 people can now work around this table because there's enough space. So if you want to come in and cut something or do a little work, it's really easy. This is the imprint area for, she does imprinting on albums, and we just sort of cleaned up all of the different fonts that she has and put the examples up a little bit higher, put things back into order, you know, these are all her foils, and she said people want to see them, they want to see what colors they are, how can we do that? And so of course they just now live in this desk made, and this is this SS4L, the 4-level stadium arranger, and all her tools are just right out there, visible and accessible. So just a really great, simple way to put her things out so that she can use them, but also so her customers can choose, you know, what they want to work with in that in this area as well. The last little section is just her. This is just her office, and so we just sort of cleaned up all the little pieces of things that were in here, put things together we used together. This whole little tub is filled with Velcro and other adhesive type things, so just a little place for her to put her office things, and then just be able to just close that door, right, and keep everything nice and neat and tidy and private at the same time. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming along with us on this ride. And I have to say a couple of things. One, Kate was amazing to work with. We all had a great time working with her. She was She was just all in. What do we need to do? What can I do next? At one point, I had gotten in before everyone else and just really gutted out a bunch of stuff. I had these stacks of boxes of things that I couldn't make decisions on, and I thought, oh my gosh, when Kate gets here, we had been here very late the night before. When Kate gets here, she is just going to throw up. She's just going to be like, no, I can't deal with it. And I said, I hate to break the news to you, but you have to go through these things on your own because I can't make these decisions. And she looked at that pile of boxes and she said, okay, I'm just going to start right here. And that was it. And she just jumped in and got everything done. She was a joy to work with. And when we needed volunteers to come in and help, I mean, they were coming out of the woodwork. It just is a huge testament to the kind of person she is and how committed she is to making this a space that people love to be in and want to be in. So if you're in the area, I hope you'll stop in the Cozy Crop House, check her hours. She has, she's a small business, so she has different hours. But if you're looking for a place to come with girlfriends, fellow crafters and croppers, and you're in this area, I hope you'll take an opportunity or give her an opportunity and come and check out what she's done here. So here's that first shelving unit, and you can see things are just kind of piled up in there. There's a lot of baskets and stuff. First step, of course, is clearing everything out and then just putting things back. And this was the perfect shelving unit for the desk-made products that we make because everything's open and accessible. So here's Karen loading that shelf up, and you can see the 6-level Stadium Ranger and the 4-level Stadium Ranger. They're just perfect for things like stamps and punches and embossing folders, and everything's just visual and accessible. So really, if you're working with that type of shelving, then you're going to love the desk-made products for that. The tool wall was in a great location. It just needed a little more space and a little more routine, I guess, or structure to how it was. So the first thing we did was add a third panel, and then we took everything off the tool wall to really just get a fresh start at looking at what that space could be like and how it could be arranged so that things were an easy reach for people. And you can see we just have things piled up on the table as we put in that third panel. Kate's kind of in the side there going, oh my goodness, what did I sign up for? But putting the tool wall together, you can just see how much neater and more organized and visual it is. And Kate's going to add punch outs of each punch so people know where they came from, as well as some samples of what can be done with those particular punches. Kate's cupboard was really a lot of fun to do because it is a space that she works out of. And so we really wanted to make it functional for her to have her class supplies and have her make and take supplies. And although it looks like it's kind of a disaster, we pulled all this stuff out of it, truthfully, everything in there was just needed to be cleaned up and extra boxes and packaging removed and things sort of structured based on classes and make and take. So you can see we just added all this extra space. We cleaned out most of the stuff that was underneath. We put her big mixed media books down there so they're easy to get to, visual, easy to see, all of that stuff. And the whole space just worked out really well. Now she's got a ton of space to just set up her classes and her make and takes and make it easy for herself and for her team to work in that cupboard. The album imprinting space, sorry for the blurry picture, it's the only one I took though, just kind of had things willy-nilly and sort of scattered about, and we just really, what we did there was just sort of consolidate everything down and clean it up and put it up a little bit higher so it's actually over the workspace, so now people can see the samples and she can access everything. She was able to get rid of that sheet that was kind of covering everything up. We tidied up all the shelves with the fonts, and it worked out beautifully, and it was, quick, fast, and easy. We added a couple of desk-made pieces to handle her tools and her foils so everybody could see what the foil colors were, and it just worked out perfectly. It's just a really simple, easy, workable space right now. One of the things about working on a project like this is just figuring out how you can repurpose things or use things that already exist a little bit differently. This bookshelf is a perfect example. The way the books are in there, they're just piled, which is always a problem because it makes it difficult to pull things out from the bottom. So what we did was just turn the bookshelf on its side and put it up on top of the other shelving unit, and that opened up some floor space so we could expand the tool center, but also put those books vertically instead of horizontally, which means they're so much easier to access, so they're much more likely to get used and much more likely to get put away. One of the fun things about somebody else coming into your workspace or into your crop space and getting a different eye for what's there is that they ask questions that maybe you're not asking, right? We all put things in our homes or where on our desks, wherever, and we stop seeing them after a while. And so sitting down or going through Kate's room and looking at all these little spaces, this couple of tables and this microwave shelf, these are things that aren't even getting used, or they're just being used to hold things rather than putting those things away. So we were able to get rid of all of these surfaces and use that space, clean that space up, and just make everything in that tool room area much more accessible. Another benefit to a fresh set of eyes, if you look over to the right side of this picture, you'll see this super cute little shelving unit that was just kind of stuffed in the back and used to hold the Sizzix or AccuCut dies. And I just thought that is too cute to be stuffed in that back corner. So we figured out something else to do with those Sizzix dies, moved that unit to the front wall where Kate teaches a ton of card making classes. So it is just the perfect little display case to show off the cards and card making classes that they're working on at the Cozy Crop House this month. This is that same area where that black folding table and that small little table were with things just stacked on top of them. So not only is the shelf cute, but there's more access into the tool room. Just thought I'd wrap up with a tour of the Cozy Crop House. So this is the living room. You can see the nice coffee station over against the wall. It's really set up for comfort, and so you can just really enjoy your time there. Large dining table. Like I said, up to 14 people can stay at the Cozy Crop House. There's multiple bedrooms. They're all a little bit different color scheme. Very cute. Just really well done and comfortable. So a great place to bring friends, sort of gather together, enjoy cropping, crafting, all those good things together in just a really nice space. Of course, the actual craft room is just perfect, designed obviously by scrapbookers for scrapbookers. Everybody has tons of space. There's extra table space behind your workspace. There's great overhead lighting, and everyone has an light on their workspace as well. So it's perfect. I mean, it was really designed well. If you were able to join us for the live unveiling, we were blessed to have a couple of fun people join us. Eric from Paper Wizard came and said hi and gave away a bunch of goodies. Stephanie Bernard came also, gave away a bunch of goodies. We just had a great time. About 100 people showed up for that event, and it was just really, really a great way to launch Kate's new crop room. Thanks so much for joining me for this. I'll post more before and after pictures on my blog, and we'll get some up on Facebook and Instagram as well. And if you're in the Lititz, PA area, I hope you'll stop by and say hi to Kate at the Cozy Crop House.